up, guys? EJ here, back with another video, and today it's going to be my DVD update for September 29th, 2014. So I've got 10 new DVDs to show you, all from the 2000s, on my way to completing my wish list from the 2000s. Sort of scraping the bottom of the barrel in a couple of these, but there's some good movies in here as well. So let's get started. So up first we have 61 with an asterisk. Of course, this is the film directed by Billy Crystal, starring Barry Pepper and Thomas Jane as Wajir Maris and Mickey Mantle, respectively. The story of the Yankee season in 1961, where Wajir Maris broke Babe Ruth's home run record at the time, which was 60. Of course, the record went on to be broken a few times in the late 90s and 2000s with Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa and Barry Bonds ultimately. But yeah, this is the story of how one man who was not a popular player, Wajir Maris, Mickey Mantle, of course, a Yankee god, took over the mantle of Joe DiMaggio, and he was like the most popular player on the Yankees at the time. But Wajir Maris ended up breaking Babe Ruth's record at the time. Good movie. Yeah, Billy Crystal, well-known Yankees fan, and Barry Pepper, always good. Thomas Jane, good baseball movie if you like the history of baseball. 61. Okay, up next, a sequel that I'll probably get some shit for, which is fair enough, and that is Charlie's Angels, Full Throttle from 2003. No real reason why I got it. I like the first movie. Of course, Cameron Diaz, Lucy Liu, and Drew Barrymore as the Angels. Bernie Mac. In this film, they take on Demi Moore, who's like a former Angel. I don't remember much about it. I haven't seen it since it came out. But I decided to add it at the last moment, really, when I was redoing my list. So that's Charlie's Angels, Full Throttle. Up next, really good film from 2000, and that is Dancer in the Dark, directed by the great Lars von Trier, starring Bjork and Catherine Deneuve and David Morse. Great film, beautiful music by Bjork in this movie. She stars as a single mother, factory worker who's losing her eyesight, and she's working on a musical with Catherine Deneuve, and she sort of deals with it by falling into this sort of dreamland where nothing bad ever happens. Really good film. Of course, made Bjork a huge star back in the day, and then of course at the Oscars she wore that ridiculous outfit, the swan dress. But I'm a fan of Lars von Trier, and definitely wanted to pick this one up. It's been a long time since I've seen it. Really good film, Dancer in the Dark. Okay, up next, not a sequel, but sort of a spin-off, and sort of completing my superhero collection. I decided to pick it up, and that is Electra from 2005. Of course, after Daredevil, they revive Electra, played by Jennifer Garner. I don't remember much about it. Yeah, I saw it when it came out, and I haven't seen it since. Some good action for what I remember. Terrence Stamp is in it. So yeah, looking forward to giving it a rewatch. I remember the young girl in it as well. She was pretty good, I thought. I don't know the actress's name offhand, but that is Electra. Okay, up next, another film from 2000, and that is Gangster #1. Directed by Paul McGuigan. Great film starring Paul Bettany. Sort of film that jump-started his career. Great British crime mob movie. Really good cast. Malcolm McDowell, David Toulis, and Saffron Burrows. So really looking forward to rewatching this. That's Gangster #1. Okay, up next, a comedy. Sort of a fun movie. I didn't love it when I first saw it. That is Kicking and Screaming from 2005, starring Will Ferrell and Robert Duvall. Will Ferrell plays a suburban dad who becomes the coach of his son's soccer team, and then of course he goes head to head with his father, played by Robert Duvall. In the final game, he's like the head coach of the really good team in the league. It's a fun movie about sort of parents and kid sports, the whole little league phenomenon. He goes completely crazy. There's some fun moments in this. What's his name? Mike Ditka, the former coach of the Bears, is in it as well. He's like his neighbor or something like that. Robert Duvall's neighbor, I think. So yeah, it's a fun movie. Not Will Ferrell's best, but I'm a big soccer fan, of course, and I figured I'd pick it up. Kicking and Screaming. Not to be confused with the 1995 Kicking and Screaming. Okay, up next, a film I liked when I first saw it, just taking me a long time to pick it up, and that is Knockaround, Guys, from 2001. I remember when this came out, it was supposed to come out like in 2000, and it got delayed and delayed for some reason. It's got a really good cast. Barry Pepper again, Seth Green, Vin Diesel, Dennis Hopper, John Malkovich. Yeah, fun mob crime movie about a bunch of guys who lose some money in this remote town in the Midwest, and they have to figure out a way to get it back. Yeah, I don't know what happened with this film, but it got dicked around basically. It didn't do too well when it came out, but it's a good cast. Yeah, it's a pretty decent movie, I thought. That's Knockaround, Guys. Okay, up next, film that got a lot of attention when it came out, and it spawned a lot of sort of imitators over the years, and that's Open Water. Couple on vacation in Mexico, I think, and they're out on a scuba diving trip, and then the boat leaves. The tour guide miscounts them when they're about to leave, and they get left in the water, and of course have to figure out a way to get out of the situation as sharks start to swim around. And yeah, it's a pretty terrifying film. Really well done, sort of low budget. Spawned a lot of imitators, like I said, like Frozen is not the Disney Frozen, of course, but yeah, the horror film Frozen. Yeah, good little movie, Open Water. I haven't seen the sequel. I know there's a Open Water 2, but yeah, based on a true story apparently. Yeah, pretty scary situation to be on a scuba trip and somebody just leaves you out there in the middle of the ocean with nowhere to go. Scary movie, Open Water. Okay, up next, probably the pick of the bunch, because I've heard tons of things about this film over the years, and I've never seen it, and that is The Proposition. Great Australian Western, from what I've heard, directed by John Hillcoat, starring Guy Pearce, Danny Huston, who else is in this? Ray Winston, John Hurt, David Wenham, and Emily Watson. Yeah, about the Australian frontier in the 1880s. Really looking forward to watching this because I've heard great things about it, and I love a good Western. Western sort of died in the late 90s, 2000s, but there's been some good ones over the years since then, and I hear this one's a really good one. And Guy Pearce, always good. John Hillcoat, good director. So definitely looking forward to watching this, The Proposition. Okay, last but not least, another sequel to a sort of so-so action movie. I decided to pick up the sequel just for the hell of it, and that's XXX State of the Union from 2005, starring Ice Cube and Willem Dafoe. Don't remember much about it. Again, haven't seen it since it first came out. I do sort of like the first XXX with Vin Diesel and Asia Argento. There's some good action scenes in that movie. But yeah, just for the hell of it, I decided to add this to the collection as well. Same sort of thing as Charlie's Angels Full Throttle. So that's XXX State of the Union. So those are my 10 DVD pickups this week, all from the 2000s. Some good ones in here, but some pretty poor sequels. I'll let you guys be the judge of that. Let me know if you've seen these films and what you think of them. Thank you for watching as always, and until next time, I'll see ya.
Bond. James Bond.